My heart cold, niggas wanna turn my soul next. These barcodes are from the street, but I'm a jail vet. 12 V's up in the engine, girl, he's so sex. I'm doing shit that I was dreaming, what's your goal next? My heart cold, niggas wanna turn my soul next. These barcodes are from the street, but I'm a jail vet. 12 V's up in the engine, girl, he's so sex. I'm doing shit that I was dreaming, what's your goal next? Go and buy a phantom while I pour phantom dude. Fuck the niggas in my city, I ain't asking for no truth. I was trying to help with function before I let my doggies loose. FNS and ARPs, we ain't never copping please. I can do the proper damage, but I let my niggas breathe. It's the reason why I'm breathing and I made the bigger league. With the semi, I was treason, trying to plant a different seed. It be shit in politics, but dumber niggas never read. Wanna ball out like they Curry, never practice on they three. Ain't no tell me that you love me, I'ma test it cause it's me. Love you cause you wrote that letter when you couldn't come and see. That's the type of loyalty to get someone a Lamborghini. Post a bond through a ladder, got my wish like a genie. I looked up the King Pants, Bumpy Johnson, I know Diddy. I could put you on a flight since you playing with your kitty. I be past all that talking, I just wanna get jiggy. What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? You know, it's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young and Hefe, and I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topics, Black Belt Brandon. In viral way. So all on the net, if you haven't seen it play out, Black Belt Brandon, viral way, you know what I'm saying? Been having like a little mix up, you know what I'm saying? They done got shaky in the room between the two, you know what I'm saying? So a few days ago I was hosting No Jumper along with Viral Way and Munchie B, Adam and Lush. And before I had hosted No Jumper with these guys, I didn't know that there was any smoke or imaginary smoke or whatever you want to classify the situation as. I didn't know that it was happening or unfolding. So I guess Brandon, you know what I'm saying, however him and his war chief dude got into it, y'all probably know more than me. They got into it, them getting into it, seems like it led to a back and forth. Viral Way was implemented in it. A fade was supposed to be had out of everything that went on between Brandon and this war chief guy. So lo and behold, Viral say he going live. Both guys hop on a live. They both come to the conclusion that they gonna get it in. The war chief dude dropped his address to the Viral Way guys. Allegedly told the Viral Way guys, don't give it to Brandon. This is just for you. When he ready to come, basically y'all bring him. However, it was said that the address still got out. That Viral Way gave the address to Brandon. Brandon beat Viral Way there. But however, Messiah made it there before Mr. Viral. Then Mr. Viral made it there. However, amongst all this going on, I guess Brandon wanted to take a look at this $50,000 gym that the war chief had said he had. Kind of find out the $50,000 gym is just a garage. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got too much stuff in there, but it does have stuff in there. It got some mats laid down. So now, which would have had me confused, got guys kind of confused, like Brandon asking, hey, where's the gym at? You said 50,000, and then it turned to war chief. Oh no, I was saying I had to gut this out, and it cost 50,000, but it's matched down. We can get it in. It was all type of stuff said. All type of slander threw out there. We even heard that Brandon allegedly got his phone knocked out his hand, and if he held his composure, that was good composure hosing, because that's an act of aggression. You know what I'm saying? I definitely, the reflex, you know what I'm saying? So Brandon got good reflexes. He stopped that reflex from coming, if this in fact did happen. You know what I'm saying? However, this situation that was had between the war chief and Brandon got Viral Way and Brandon into a little bit of a skirmish, because both of them are calling each other liars. End result, a lot of people are feeling like Brandon didn't take the fade. And like I said, social media is going to keep on controlling you dudes' narratives and having you dudes crash out or on the brink of crashing out if you don't control yourself or ignore certain aspects of what's going on social media. See, y'all ain't paying attention. A lot of these dudes been doing this longer than me and still do not understand and still let the chats control their narratives. They let the chats control their narratives until they're under pressure and on the brink of almost falling off that cliff, and then they think like, man, hold on, and want to reel themselves back in and then say with the chats, oh, the chat's doing this, the chat's doing that. I've been telling y'all. However, reason for me doing this segment, I could have been did this segment with everything that's been said and, you know, that's been passed between each other. But what got me was Brandon turning back Crip. So, y'all know Brandon, if you know Brandon. Brandon get up there, you know what I'm saying? Brandon, you know, his edge and or his podding abilities and skill set to a degree is biased towards gang members. You know what I'm saying? Like, let something come up with a gang member or, you know, something that don't sound philosophical or something he ain't feeling that's not a political issue or, you know, just things that's going on worldly, he gonna try to chew a gang member up. You wouldn't even know that Brandon was a gang member by the way he be talking. You would think that he was a blue-collar guy his whole life. So, what I'm starting to see and I'm hearing is that when Brandon get mad, Brandon resorts back to this cripping. Brandon resorts back to this cripping when he gets mad. So we about to get into this content, and y'all already know, man, it's the Hef Way and the Hef Effect. We gonna commentate.
Who do jiu-jitsu? So what he is doing...
Isn't that an argument for why you should fight him, though?
Listen.
Catch a fade in my yoga studio, dog.
So that is why when I got there, he no longer wanted to do MMA. He just wants to throw hands because he's scared of jiu-jitsu.
He would do everything.
He did not, bro.
Do everything.
If you don't have match, you're gonna do jiu-jitsu on concrete. You lied and said you had a professional gym. Now I get handicapped. Listen, man, y'all the toughest on earth. Y'all done beat everybody up. Which
We
you know
are.
that's not
We
true.
are.
But here's the thing, bro. Here, bro. Listen, bro. If we go to the city, cuz I got more knockouts than both you combined. That's the
Stop
fact.
it.
That's the fact.
Brandon, fool.
On Long
got
Beach.
more fades.
Look, nigga, this
Brandon,
is
You
fact.
got more
Stop.
spells than you got
Listen,
squabbles.
more fades and more knockouts. Let's just settle that right there. So no nigga could tell me
Hey,
how long. So neither one of these could tell me about catching fades.
The homies
bro.
got double digits.
I don't listen, bro. Whatever. I ain't never heard of none of them. So let me. So
You from the other
listen.
side.
Oh, that's fine. Look.
Is that what this is really all about?
Listen,
Nah,
bro.
this ain't. We love Brandon. Brandon
Listen,
got
bro.
good people.
Listen. Can't nobody tell me about catching fades who ain't caught more fades than me. You changed the rules. We supposed to be having an MMA match. Now we in some street shit. I ain't driving nowhere to nobody's house to do no street shit. Because a nigga could pull out a gun and kill you at his house
I
and
feel
say,
you.
that's self-defense. I'm telling you, everybody watching, this is what it look like when niggas try to set you up for a fall. When they try to encourage. No one tells their friends to do things that could get their friends hurt, killed, legally liable for stuff. Unless what? They care more about content.
They were there and
than
they
your
had
friendship.
access to your blick, if anything. Like,
No,
why
they
would you
did not
feel-
have access to my blick. So what are you
Hit
talking
us the
about?
button for the trunk.
Access to the blick is crazy.
Hey, listen,
Blick access.
It's three. Hey, Tay. If
Oh, wait. If you were detained at any San Bernardino juvenile detention facility, such as High Desert or
three sitting on the couch with blick, how you gonna get to your car before they get blick?
Nah,
on
you
and
got
smoke
that.
you?
I-
Come on, bro.
I hear what you're saying. You try to be
have common
professional.
sense. No, ever
But
on-
listen, they wasn't finna let you get packed
Bro,
out.
listen, man. Look what they doing now. I don't trust these niggas. Look how they talking now.
Brandon, it's nigga, this Long Beach beef.
Hey, why say that?
It's not beef.
It is
not
now.
beef. It's just lies. It's just lies. I ain't gonna lie on no nigga on the internet.
I don't get why you agreed to it to begin with.
Bro, it's fine because it was a person who presented themselves as a jiu-jitsu brown belt who also presented themselves as a professional coach. If you say, come to my professional establishment, we'll get some rounds in, I'm with it. If you would have said, I'm gonna bring you out here, we gonna fight fade in the street in my hood, I'd be like, you're dumb as f. we can meet at a neutral location.
Hey, look,
I'm not going to home field advantage for no hood, no street
an
shit.
apartment. When you Google the address, an apartment comes up. Everybody knows you can go to Google Street View
Here we go.
and look at the street. What type of street?
Can you
nigga,
look at
pulls
somebody's
up your
garage from
address
Google Street View?
Without
Yes.
looking at
No,
it,
you cannot.
You can see
Go
the
right
out-
now.
the
You
exterior.
cannot see the private
it's on the
property.
outside.
It's
You
in
can
the
see the
back.
exterior.
Oh, okay.
It's in the back. Everyone keeps saying this dude is now using YouTube arguments from people who are dumb because he knows he's lying. You cannot see the back of nobody's from Google Maps.
You could have the Batcave in there for all
You-
we know.
dude,
Bro, they have blick access, bro. You know
Bro.
nothing's gonna happen.
access.
Nigga's a liar, bro.
Hey, that's the line.
You didn't give me. Hey, just know that I didn't say.
Yeah, Blake
Hey,
access.
just know that I didn't say that on the internet. That
No,
they have
no,
Blake
listen,
access.
no.
I didn't say all that.
Bro, it didn't
I don't know
happen.
what got access to. What I agreed to was we could meet at a real venue. They said
Hey,
you
that's
asked him,
anything
"Will you
more
take the
than
fight? Will you take the fight?" Oh, this and that. He's scared of jujitsu, and now.
I got time today, cuz. So it's these situations like this that I have to call out and speak on regardless of who get mad. And it ain't no smoke with me and Brandon. It just is what it is. If I'm podding a certain way and I do something that's detrimental and or reverse and or hypocritical of what I'm saying, fire my ass up. So, like I said, me first meeting Brandon, didn't know Brandon had a gang-banging bone in his body. Is that a bad thing? Hell no. Element of surprise. Some people you can just sniff out, oh yeah, he banged. Where you from? If I could hold the element of surprise, I would have held it. Being an adolescent coming up, I was told this was a full-time job, so that's how I pushed that, you know what I'm saying? With the putting in work, you know what I'm saying, the tats, different things that you already gonna identify who I am. But that don't mean that you tough, you the toughest, you the sickest, none of that, because as of coming of growth and growing and hitting different levels and educating myself, a lot of stuff I would have done differently that I hopped off the porch doing. So it ain't that he don't look like a game banger or look like somebody different that makes him soft or weak. But as I said, I didn't know. When I did find out, it still kind of threw me because his take on gang members and people in the street lifestyle, like to a degree, he kind of gives you a Charleston White a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We have said this before. So let me back up a little bit, back to when I was at No Jumper with Viral Way, and they spoke of this war chief situation. When they spoke of this situation, it was accusations throughout there that Brandon was allegedly cousin, and you know what I'm saying, said a lot of other stuff, you know, I don't really want to repeat, you know what I'm saying, because it classifies threats or whatever the case may be, but we know the war chief, man, ain't playing like that. War chief trying to get a squabble from, you know what I'm saying, what we getting, so we don't think he pressing no charges, and definitely the aggressive move and stance that he made is the reaction of what came out of Brandon's mouth. But that episode when Viral Ray was like Brandon was cousin and saying what he was saying, I'm like, nah, y'all throwing it on thick, because the way that Brandon cut gang members down, I wouldn't think that cuz was in his vocabulary. I did not think cuz was in Brandon's vocabulary. So I guess Brandon does have kind of an offshoot button, or a button that you can piss him off on. Now, a few weeks ago, Brandon had kind of did this same thing in the room where, oh, I don't care if you Crip blood, you Munchie B, you A-Tray, you Hoover, Six, or whatever. And I had walked in the room and didn't know nothing about this outburst. You know, when I walked in the room, everything was good. However, y'all know I did a segment on that. Me and Brandon spoke. We got past that. Brandon, what you got to do is live inside your old mind. The smarts that you speak on that you have obtained and that you show in these debates, political debates, and whatever debate it is, because you feel like you're the smart person in the room, you gotta know when to use your mind, bro. Because like, I feel what he's saying. Like, as far as the chats want him to basically crash out. So he's talking about these waivers. And if you're not a professional fighter, UFC fighter, MMA fighter, whatever, jiu-jitsu, you probably not gonna know nothing about these waivers he's talking about. But it's like, when you setting a precedent and you speak in a certain way, and it's just like, when you first showed up, I feel like, shit, hey, once you already seen that gym wasn't what it was, hey, with the waivers looking like you ain't got no waivers, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. Like, we ain't got time to play games and just get to it, because there ain't even no point of even showing up and not getting to it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point of showing up and not getting to it. So that's what I say about you allowed the chats and what social media say, whether it's from this dude to call, whether it's from the bro that call himself the Brandon Slayer. All this is built up resent, built up emotion from over the weeks. People speaking. You tune in to No Jumper. You see what's going on. You see the chats, and you allowing the chats to rip and tear you up until you in a place where you like, man, hold on, man. Like, nah, this ain't right. And then you switch your approach. But like, what's up with this cuz shit, though? That's what I really want to know. Like, what's up with this cuz shit? Because I'm not gonna lie, somebody from Crip hit me, and he has seen me drop the segment on Brandon and me speaking on Brandon a few weeks ago, and he tapped in with me like, hey, bro, why you playing them games, bro? Dude ain't from my hood. I ain't never seen dude a day in my life. And I had to tell him, like, hey, look, bro, I don't know where dude from, you know what I'm saying? You know, I know him as a co-host at No Jumper. We straight. It ain't for me to go into his background and question his cripping or anything like that, because he was not banging my community. But dude had asked me some other questions, and I had told him, hey, look, you know, this Brandon Instagram, which I already know you know what it is, you can holler at him about 20 business, because I can't politic that or tell him where he ain't from. But what I can do, Brandon, knock it off, bro. You can't be cousin and doing all that when you get mad. If you with this crippin' or you ain't with this crippin'. Now, as far as the fade part, I don't know. But that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because this one thing about it. Regardless of viral way, and Brandon being from the opposite side, was from Tooties to others being from Long Beach, it's a, those gangs are family netted. Those gangs are next door to each other. Somebody should have heard of somebody. Definitely with all these fades, and I knocked you out. And I ain't just talking about Brandon. I'm just talking about the whole overall general situation, because they both was out there like, what, I got double digits, I got this and that, and I ain't never heard of you. I ain't never heard of you. Long Beach is not that big, and if you were set right next door to each other, where a street separates you, or you probably can look down a few houses down and see some people, that's the ops, man, in that area, bro, it's not hard to be heard of. Definitely if you whooping feet, somebody should know. Somebody should know. But we got to stop getting caught up in this, man, social media-ish, man, and stop letting it get the best of you. And with that being said, man, y'all get in the chats, man, and let me know what y'all think, man, about this situation, man, about Brandon, about Viral Way, and who got the most knockouts, man. We gonna conclude that there. It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like, and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing. Press that button, and if you ring that notification bell, it'll bring you mail.
He lose his life because he didn't know how to control his emotions. Cuz you fuck around, lose your emotions in the moment, cuz, and it'll cost you your motherfucking life, nigga. Or your motherfucking freedom. Temporary emotions, cuz, it'll cost you your life, nigga. Message of the day. Control your emotions.